Welcome to TKO, also known as
Trending with Keisha and Ori.
If it's trending, we're talking about it. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the TKO podcast, where if it's trending, we're talking about it. I'm Keisha. That's my co-host, Ori. And Ori, unfortunately, that changing of the digit, the hit in the new year wasn't very prosperous for the Eagles. Our Philadelphia Eagles ended their season 4-11-1. Were they in third or fourth place in the NFC Least?
Yeah, last place.
Yeah. We have I was going to say special guest, but people might take that the wrong way.
Yes.
So we have a guest coming up in a little bit on the show to give his opinion, his professional opinion on the Eagles. But Ori, I'm asking you as a big Eagles fan and aficionado, are you surprised by the outcome of the season?
Yes. Yes. I'm
Really?
very surprised.
Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I cannot believe it. I thought going into this season with Doug Peterson as the only remaining head coach, because all the other coaches were fired and all the other teams had to hire somebody, that with COVID, with the inexperience, with less practices, that the Eagles would have the best opportunity because they didn't lose anybody. They had their starting quarterback back. They had their head coach back. You know what I mean? So there's no way on God's green earth that many of us thought that they wouldn't win this division. You know, let alone not even make the playoffs. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I'm shocked. I am in complete shock.
I really don't have too much to say about the Eagles, but I do think they're going to find themselves in a spot in the offseason where they're really going to have to do some soul searching to figure out whether or not this is a case of who lost the locker room first. But I'm no expert. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a step back, and here's Ori's discussion with a so-called Eagles expert, my partner in life, my significant other, my husband, Kyrie. And here's a disclaimer. I don't take any responsibility for anything he says. We are independent thinkers. We are vastly, opposites attract. That quote was made for us. So I present to you Kyrie as an individual thinker.
What's up? What's up? Yes, this is our guest. Been waiting to get this man on the podcast. Big homie, Kyrie, married to my co-host, brother man.
Yes, sir.
What is going on? What's popping? How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm glad that you got me on here to talk about one of my favorite teams in Philadelphia. Let's get into it.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. I appreciate you being on here, giving your opinion.
Yes, sir.
You know, your wife have a lot of opinions too, so I'm sure you got your opinion. So first of all, so we talking about your favorite team, my favorite team too. Bro, what the hell happened to the Eagles this year? Eagles, Carson Wentz, no playoffs. Come on, man. What the hell happened to us, man?
Well, a lot of things happened to us this year, and I think that our coach took more than he can handle by his play calling without an offensive coordinator.
Well, let me ask you this. Going into the season, the Eagles clearly were projected, if not to win the division, between them and Dallas. The Eagles were the only team that were coming back with their head coach, Doug Peterson, who's been there. This was his fifth year. He's already won a Super Bowl, and the Eagles had made the playoffs 3 years in a row. Everybody else had rookie coach. I should say rookie, but first time starting. We know that Ron Rivera was in Carolina, and he got to the Super Bowl with the Panthers. And we know that the Cowboys head coach McCarthy won a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay many, many moons ago. And then Joe Judge was an assistant for the Giants. Was an assistant for the New England Patriots. That's the head coach of the Giants. So he was on those Super Bowl teams. So going into it, you figured that the Eagles, they had the quarterback coming back. They had their head coach coming back. We understand it was a pandemic. We understand it was COVID. Everything was different. But with that being said, are you surprised that they did not win this division at all?
Well, I'm kind of happy that they didn't win the division. Maybe that Howie can do a better job with this draft pick that we're going to have coming up. But besides the pandemic, this was a horrible division for the whole team. Even Washington, they look good on their defense, but they a first round exit. I mean, there was nothing pretty about this division at all, and you know. It's a working process. I see that, but it's not. I wouldn't be upset. I'm not upset. I'm just more disappointed.
Give me the top three reasons why the Eagles did not make the playoffs, if you can. Your top three. What do you? Was it the quarterback? Was the coach? No fans. Give me your top three. It doesn't matter if it's 1 to 3 or 3 to 1. Give me your top three.
I think the top three will be. Um, I can't think of his name. Is it Fulgham? Fulgham, the wide
Fulgham, the wide
receiver.
receiver.
The wide receiver Fulgham
Okay.
caught fire, and he
Mhm.
seems to be a number one target for Carson. And he was doing some big things, and he just went off the radar. And I don't
Okay.
know who decision was that. I don't even think he got hurt. He was doing real well to be our number one receiver that was actually moving the ball up the field. He just went away for some reason. I don't even know. I haven't heard his name in like 4 or 5 games.
So you're saying because they didn't target, because they stopped targeting him, that is
I,
the reason why they declined, because he was the
I
clear
think
number one.
I
Go ahead.
think that was one. Yeah, that's
One of
one
the
of my
reasons.
top. You
Okay.
have a top receiver that is pushing for a contract, playing his tail off, and moving the ball up the field. Next thing you know, I'm like, where is this guy at? I haven't heard his name. I don't even know if he was playing. I don't even know where he went. I don't know a receiver that catch fire like that and just disappear. I don't know where he went.
Okay. What's
Um,
number two?
I think the number two reason is that I think that the Eagles are in a situation where they trying to figure out where they draft picks is working. I think they drafted wrong. A lot of the draft picks went wrong. I think all the picks that we picked besides Jalen Hurts, it just didn't work out. We supposed to draft what we are about to lose. The Eagles re-signed a bunch of old veterans, I guess, because they loyal to them, but half of
Hmm.
them didn't even play the whole season.
Hmm.
So I think the draft picks if you look at Jefferson, which was on the board, which we should have took, he's probably gonna get rookie of the year. We have a rookie of the year wide receiver playing for the Vikings, and the Eagles passed up on him. Why?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. No.
Um,
Hmm.
so my number two is I think our draft none of our draft picks really helped us out to win this season.
Okay. So number three was, the not going to your top wide receiver, feeding him the ball, that helped with the decline of the team. Number two, you're looking at draft picks and being loyal to older players. Okay, so give me the number one reason why the Eagles did not make the playoffs.
I think our top guys were just not healthy. We didn't have our top guys that we bring back was pretty much gone. I think the injuries held us back. You have big hopes for Tashawn Jackson. He robbed us and only played 4 games for his contract. He's been here for the past 2 seasons. Um, I just think most of it, what was it? Was it Peters hurt a lot?
Mhm.
Um, I mean, a lot of our front end, you're doing a lot of shuffling each Sunday. They shuffling around the offensive line, so they just didn't stay healthy, and you really can't depend on the practice squad players to get you to those Super Bowl win no playoff games. I mean, and that's what we banking on. We did a good job with the practice squads the season before. No team
Mhm.
really banks on no practice squad players. I mean,
Mhm.
I just think
Mhm.
that we just have to draft a little bit better.
It's okay. I feel you. Those are good points. I like that. So injuries will be the number one reason, and I can't completely disagree with you. I mean they're all factors. Definitely the injuries. No matter how you slice it. Obviously, the draft picks, as we have talked about. They've only drafted Howie's only drafted one Pro Bowl player, that being Carson Wentz, since that Carson Wentz was drafted in 2015, something like that. So,
Correct.
and he did good. Now he did a good job with the practice squad players, as you predictably,
Right.
as you correctly said. But as you also correctly said, you can't bank on practice squad players. It is good to develop talent because you need cheap
Right.
talent to do well. So, you got to
Exactly.
keep it, and you're absolutely right about that. So, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
I just think that um, I put a lot of blame on Howie. I think Howie messed it.
Okay. I mean, that's I'm not that okay. I could see that. I could see that. I think um, I think Howie drafted Jalen Hurts more for, in my opinion, more for insurance reasons because of COVID, because you didn't know what you were going to do. And because of what happened in the playoffs last year, they saw that 40-year-old Josh McCown. He couldn't get enough to win that
Right.
game, and that game was winnable. So if you had
Correct.
somebody that you could, a competent, maybe a young guy. Well, here's this: they want a young guy they could develop, and then eventually, as the season went on, that they can play in some games if Carson was hurt, or even God forbid in a playoff game. Hey, we can run these special plays. We can run the special offense and have Jalen Hurts. I mean, I think they really do want to develop Jalen Hurts, and even possibly be to at some point maybe flip for a draft pick later. The bad thing about that is that the Eagles need help now.
Can we trade Jalen Hurts if we have to? Yeah, we could probably get something real nice if we want to off him. It ain't gonna cost us nothing. But right now, we've pretty much stuck with Carson Wentz. So the problem is how do we fix him to get him back on the right train? And I haven't moved on from him. He just had a bad season, but I think that they can spend the money to get the right coaches to get him back on track.
It doesn't look good right now. Usually with draft picks, I give it 2 or 3 years before I make my final judgment and say, okay, that was bad. Jefferson looks like he's all world. But if Jefferson came to Eagles with the way Carson Wentz played, can we really say
So
for certain? Are we sure that he would have played that well here? You know what
now,
I mean? Like we
I,
don't
I
know that.
well, well,
You
well.
know.
Okay, okay. So check. Okay,
Well, we know that Carson Wentz, his gifts and his curses are the same. Carson Wentz plays hero ball the same way that he played a few years ago. In a sense, is the same way he plays now. Sometimes he'll hold on to the ball too long. He'll hold on. He's a big, strong guy. He can break the pocket if need be. He's not as athletic as he used to be because of the injuries, but that mentality is still the same. Is that I'm this North Dakota big boy. You can't stop me.
right,
And he's the tough. He's tough. He takes shots. He stands in there.
right.
He ain't ducking. He ain't scared.
No,
So he's tough. And as you said, he's used to, for this is the first time, he used to having a top 5 offensive line. The Eagles offensive line last year was like 2 or 3 in the year they won the Super Bowl. They were number 1.
okay.
So
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 what's
when you
missing
don't
from our offense?
what's missing from our offense is this. I
I mean,
think
actually, yeah. Go ahead. Tell me. Tell me what's
yeah.
missing.
So what's missing from our
I
offense is
love to hear this.
this. I think that number one, there has to be a certain mentality of, okay, who are we? As Eagles? What are we? What are we trying to accomplish? What are we trying to do? How are we going to beat you? Okay, do we want to beat you a certain way, or do we want to game plan each team and beat them that way? Okay, so for instance, like I'm gonna take Belichick. Belichick, his game plan is who I'm playing. I'm going to find a way to beat you this week. That's how I'm going to do it. Sean McVay with the Rams, this is how I'm going to do it. Golf, I'm going to do a lot of designs, I'm going to do a lot of motions, I'm going to do a lot of stuff that's going all over the place so you can go crazy. Andy Reid, I'm going to have Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to beat you with designs. I'm going to beat you with speed. Cowboys back in the day, we're going to run the ball. We're going to soak up the time. We're going
Right.
to Steelers, we're going to do short, quick passes, get the ball out of Ben's hands quick. So, our Eagles, who are you? What are you trying to accomplish? Do we want to be a running team? Now, when they won the Super Bowl, they ran the ball. Now, here's one thing another thing as far as the running game. They didn't have that pounder. Like I said, they had 2 runners. This year was all Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders, I love Miles Sanders. He is the truth. In open field, he's a problem. But they
Correct.
needed another running back. They needed another pounder. They had Boston
You're
Scott playing the Darren Sproles role. Looked like he was a guy that you can develop as going to be your Darren Sproles type player. He's going to
Correct.
be good, but it's very hard to be. Darren Sproles is a Hall of Famer. So, but still, the packages that you ran for him, you can run those same packages. They didn't have that other running back. Corey Clement, unfortunately, just didn't get it done. He was hurt. So that was one of the big things. They did not have that other running game. Because how do you protect your quarterback? Let me ask you, because you've been watching football, you play Madden and whatnot. Tell me one of the ways you protect your quarterback. You protect your quarterback by doing what? Running the football, right? You can do play action. You can do rollouts. You can do all. If you run the football, that is the best friend.
I think they running package is very common. I mean, college players see that come in. Soon as you see them on the left or the right, okay, they're gonna run the ball. It's also fooling nobody.
Right. And what's also crazy is that they didn't have enough success running the RPO game. They ran. Now you think about this. They ran that RPO game very well with Nick Foles. Nick Foles ran that RPO game. He did.
Well,
he ran.
You know why? Because Nick Foles gets the ball out of his hand a lot quicker than Carson Wentz. When you have a quarterback like Nick Foles who check his checks down and his goal is to get the ball to whoever's open. I don't care what number's on your jersey, what your name is. I got to get you the ball because you open before I get popped. Carson Wentz doesn't see it that way.
So to me, that was it. So no running game, no RPO game, no play action. When you're trying to get those receivers open, with speed and whatnot, you don't run enough plays, you don't run enough design protection plays for the allow the quarterback to do rollouts, get the guy down the field, use some designs that have safeties and linebackers looking one way, and then you got a guy downfield. So a lot of that had to do with injuries, offensive line, because offensive line protection. We're going to run those long plays. The offensive line's got to block, right?
If the Eagles did make it to the playoffs with Jalen Hurts, I'm pretty sure they would have started Carson Wentz. I wouldn't. I mean, if I'm the head coach and the Eagles makes the playoffs with Jalen Hurts getting us there, I would not start Jalen Hurts as our quarterback going into the postseason. I would start Carson Wentz.
Okay. All right. Well, my man Kyrie, I appreciate you coming on the podcast. I appreciate you bringing the heat. I appreciate you giving your opinions and whatnot.
Appreciate it.
Anytime you want to come, obviously, you come back, you want to chop it up with the Eagles, whatever.
I guarantee Carson Wentz be fixed next season.
All right, well, that's a good way to end it. We're going to end it on that note. My man Kyrie saying we're going to stick with Carson Wentz. I appreciate you.
Yes,
Can't wait to have you back. Holla at you, man.
Yes, sir. Have a good night.
All right, so y'all, that was Keisha's husband. That's the man that keeps her in line, y'all. That's how he do it.
You gotta keep reminding people.
He keeps it 100.
No, he is an individual thinker. He's an individual thinker. Just because I'm married to somebody doesn't mean I agree with what they say. I'm just gonna leave it there. Okay. Thanks everybody for listening, for watching, for checking us out. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, share anywhere you can get a podcast. Look for the TKO podcast because if it's trending, we're talking about it. Check out our YouTube channel. Check out our growth. See some of the other special guests we've had on the show. Check out old episodes. And always, usually I'm right. I don't know these other people he's talking to, but I think I have the most cohesive thought process. So leave all your negative comments for Ori, okay? Because I'm not trying to hear it. Your facts aren't always right. So thanks for watching. Thanks for the support.
Peace.